There's been a lot of talk about sales plummeting at Nike. Obviously, Air Jordan brand is part of Nike. Now, some people are saying Jordans are losing their hype and popularity. I don't care about any of that. I was born in the 90s. Air Jordans were just Air Jordans. As a kid, you obviously can't afford to buy any shoe that you want. So there's a ton that come out throughout the decades that I wanted. Now, finally, as an adult, I have a chance to grab them. So everything else, I just don't care about. I just care about some of these Air Jordans that are coming back, because they are delicious. So I'm going to go through 10 shoes that are set to drop in the first half of 2025, 10 shoes that I really want. There's a ton coming out, so I couldn't include all of them. And disclaimer, sneaker release dates changes all the time. So some shoes that will release in the first half, we don't even know about yet. Some that are supposed to release in the first half, probably going to push back. But the shoes that I considered were ones that have a more firm release date, or at least a release date that is rumored. Some shoes like the Union LA Jordan 1, that's just got like a TBD timeline to it. I didn't consider those, but that would have definitely made somewhere on this list, of course. So just keep that in mind. Here we go. First at number 10, it is the Jordan 14 Ferrari that is dropping on April 30th for $210. Now, originally the Jordan 14, designed by Tinker Hatfield, was inspired by a Ferrari, Michael Jordan's Ferrari 550 Maranello to be specific, even though they can't officially like tie in Ferrari. But this colorway that dropped in 2014, the inspiration is absolutely undeniable. You can see a full red suede upper, just a very bold but also very sleek and aggressive design that obviously coincides with Ferrari colors, and you'll see yellow accents throughout. So you see that Ferrari badge on the lateral side of the shoe, as well as the booty of the shoe that is meant to look like tire tread patterns. And you also see the carbon fiber design on parts of the midsole, especially the teeth that extends onto the upper. That obviously is another reference to a Ferrari. A lot of very expensive sports cars have carbon fiber on them to reduce the weight. Just a very, very nice colorway. I don't even love Jordan 14s that much. Like, nice colorways, I'll absolutely go for them, but it's not like one of my favorite silhouettes. But this colorway, oh, it's dangerous. It is nice. Next at number 9, it is the Jordan 8 Aqua that is dropping on May 31st for $210. Now, this is one of 3 OG colorways of the Jordan 8 that originally dropped in 1993. And this one, Michael Jordan specifically wore in the 1993 All-Star Game. And can I just take a moment to say, back in the 90s, the uniforms and colors of the All-Star Game were just magnificent. Compared to the stuff that we have now, I don't know if this is just the old man and nostalgia in me talking. I just really feel like the uniforms from the 90s was just on another different level. So this shoe features a nubuck upper with the standard Jordan 8 chenille Jumpman on the tongue, and of course that X-strap that goes across the midfoot. That is very distinct part of the Jordan 8 as well. And you get that purple and aqua blue on the midsole, just hints of those colors, just works very well. Something that I love are all black sneakers. Like the Jordan 14s, I'm not like a huge fan of the Jordan 8s, but when it's a very nice colorway, I think they're very special. They look so different. One of the more underrated Jordan 8s that I've got in recent memory, I think, are the Soulfly Jordan 8s. You can see that behind me. I love that shoe. Of course, we saw the Jordan 8 playoffs come back recently. Between the playoffs and the Aqua, oh, it's tough to choose. It is tough to choose. On any given day, it could be either of them. But on this day, I'd probably still go with the playoff. I think that's just a very nice colorway. Yeah. Oh, I'm torn. Never know which one you would choose between the two. Next, it is the Jordan 4 White Cement that is dropping on May 24th for $225. This is an OG colorway, of course. It originally dropped in 1989. And here's a bit of a hot take. This might be my least favorite OG colorway of the Jordan 4, but not because it's a bad colorway. It's a delicious, very scrumptious looking colorway. But compared to the other OG colorways, it was just like next level. This is still super nice. That's why it's on this list. But I think compared to the other ones, it's just a little bit lagging behind. Now, the shoe is relatively simple, a white upper with hints of black and gray. And when you just look at it as a sneaker, just removing like the Jordan brand heritage and OG colorway, all of that stuff, just looking at it as a sneaker, just a very easy to wear, versatile shoe. Jordan 4s definitely have crossed over into the mainstream where you don't really have to be a sneakerhead to appreciate that shoe. Doesn't look too much like a basketball specific shoe anymore. And I think this colorway just really appeals to a mass audience. And I am one of those people. Next, it is the Jordan 12 Flu Game that is dropping on March 1st for $200. Now, some shoes are pretty much cemented as iconic and legendary based off like a special event. And this is one of them. This, of course, was the shoe that Michael Jordan wore in the 1997 NBA Finals. Michael Jordan famously was feeling under the weather, was very sick, he had like a fever, and he still dominated. Now, there's some rumors that Michael Jordan actually got poisoned by some bad pizza. He was playing an away game in Utah, so some people theorize that people in Utah wanted Michael Jordan to feel sick, but you can't poison the GOAT. He takes that poison, he eats it, and he still dominates, and he still wins. And this shoe is the one that Michael Jordan was wearing on feet, probably the best OG colorway of the Jordan 12 in my opinion. Just delicious. Chicago Bulls colors, of course, an all black or majority black sneaker, perfect for an all black sneaker lover like me, and it looks to feature a really nice leather on the upper. Of course, you get that faux lizard skin on the mudguard of a Jordan 12 and the very distinct stitching pattern on the upper that is inspired by Japan, land of the rising sun. So that stitching is actually made to represent the rays of a sun, and overall, very simple, two colors, two dominant colors, and it works perfectly. Now you add in the history and the heritage of what this shoe means. Come on, this shoe is sick. Pun intended. At number 6, it is the Jordan 9 Cool Grey that is dropping on March 15th for $210. Now the Jordan 9 first released when Michael Jordan was first retired. He went on a little side quest to play baseball, but Michael Jordan still did eventually wear Jordan 9s specifically for this colorway. He wore it when he was with the Washington Wizards. Now this colorway first dropped in 2002. And even though I don't love Jordan 9s, I think they look too much like boots. Obviously, that's what it's going for. I feel like it's a little bit too much, but in general, the cool gray colorway, it's up there for me. It is up there. Similar to the cool gray 11s, I think are just delicious. The Jordan 9 Olive came back this year, and in that review, I mentioned my favorite Jordan 9 colorway is probably or definitely the cool grays, and I'm glad to see that this colorway is coming back very soon, and I have to get my hands on them. This looks to feature a gray nubuck upper with leather mudguards, with a crispy white midsole, and of course the Jordan 9 was meant to celebrate the globalization of Michael Jordan and Air Jordan in general. So there's a few global references on this shoe, specifically on the booty of the shoe. You see that globe with the Jumpman on top, as well as that very unique outsole with several different languages. Just overall, such a nice colorway. Gray is very, very easy to wear, very versatile on a shoe that's probably not the most wearable, but something about this all gray, cool gray colorway, just spikes my hormones. Next, it is the Jordan 3 Black Cat that is dropping on January 11th for $200. Now this shoe first dropped in 2007. Of course, we had the Jordan 4 Black Cat as well. I believe that's coming back in the later half of 2025. That's why I didn't make this video, but this shoe is inspired by one of Michael Jordan's many nicknames, one of them Black Cat. So you see this full black upper, right up my alley as a black sneaker lover. So sleek, just a very nighttime looking cool shoe. Now you get these pattern laces, and the elephant print is a very dark gray. You also see the patent leather on the mudguard as well. Overall, there's one word to describe this shoe, and it's sleek. The Jordan 3s are very, very nice shoe. One of my favorites from Jordan 1 to 14, and with a colorway this sleek, it's hard to turn down. Now between these and the Jordan 4 Black Cat, ooh, I think I might still have to go with the Jordan 4 Black Cat, but it's close. It is close. Next up, it is the undefeated Jordan 4 that is dropping on June 28th for $225, and the shoe is also returning on the 20th year anniversary of the original release. Now, this shoe originally dropped in 2005. It was a very significant moment because it was the first collaboration between Jordan Brand and a sneaker boutique, and this shoe was considered grails for a lot of people. Just like the Wu-Tang Dunks, some people didn't really want this shoe to come back because it just kind of loses that very legendary status because of how exclusive and how rare it is. But as someone that couldn't get this shoe, as someone that wants it, that is coming back. I don't care if other people have them. I want them for myself. Now this colorway is a military-inspired colorway. So you see this very beautiful olive green upper with hints of orange. And you see that Jumpman patch that is actually Velcro. So that is meant to resemble military flight jacket patches. And then you get undefeated branding on the inside of the tongue. So that replaces the Air Jordan tags that you see on general release Jordan 4s. So apparently there will be two versions of the shoe, one with Nike Air on the booty, one with Jumpman on the booty. Now the 2005 version had Jumpman, which kind of makes sense because it's not an OG colorway, but I guess a lot of people prefer Nike Air on shoes that aren't even like an OG colorway. So they're creating two versions, can't confirm or deny. A lot of things in the sneaker industry changes, so it might change, but as of right now, that's what I'm seeing. And if you didn't know, I love olive green. It is one of my favorite colors. And when the Jordan 4 Olives first dropped, I go into detail why. If you're interested, please watch that video. But this colorway is, yeah, it deserves its legendary iconic status. I love the black hints, the black laces, the black wings, the black booty tab, the black on the tongue. Yeah, scrumptious. Next up, Up at number 3, it is the Jordan 5 Grape that is dropping on April 19th for $210. Now this is an OG colorway of the Jordan 5. Michael Jordan wore this shoe when he was on the cover of the Wheaties box, and the shoe returned in 2006 as well as 2013. In 2018, we got that special laceless Fresh Prince edition. I'm not sure if I love that one. And this time, it's coming back, original to form. Now the Jordan 5s are my favorite sneaker, so I'm very partial to any OG Jordan 5 colorway. Honestly, if it's a nice Jordan 5 colorway, I do really want it. And this is beautiful. It features an all-white upper with hints of purple, of course, as well as the Aqua Jumpman and Aqua on the shark teeth. Very nice colors. And of course, Nike Air branding on the booty, since this is an OG colorway. And you get that very delicious icy outsole. The Jordan 5 was the first Jordan shoe to experiment with icy outsoles. And it started just a great, delicious trend. I still regard Michael Jordan as the GOAT, so anytime there's a colorway and shoe that he wore, I'm just a little bit more partial to them. And as a Jordan 5 lover, this is a can't miss. I will say, it is not the only Jordan 5 on this list. More to come. Now number 2, it is the Jordan 1 85 cut bread, or black and red, that is dropping on February 14th for $250. Now, $250, the materials on these are just better be undeniable. I better feel like in hand that I'm touching gold. This material better be deserving of the $250 price tag. That is an insane markup. But that aside, the bread colorway, obviously an OG colorway. It is the colorway that annoyed the NBA. They started finding Michael Jordan, even though it wasn't originally the Jordan 1 bread. It was the airships that the NBA first banned. But Nike won't pass up a good story. Even in that movie Air, it was supposed to be based on a true story. At the end, they said it was the Jordan 1 that was banned. It was the airships that was first banned, but moving on. This bread colorway is probably my favorite of all Jordan 1 OGs. I love black sneakers, and a black-based Jordan 1, it is delicious. And even better, it comes in an 85 cut. So you'll see a slightly raised collar, slightly slimmer when you actually wear the shoe. The pattern on the sole is also slightly different. It's board lasted as well, true to the original. And you see the toe shape is slightly different too. There's just some differences between an 85 cut versus a general Jordan 1. It is beautiful. It probably would have been number 1 on many people's list, but like I said earlier in this video, I am partial to Jordan 5s. So that brings me to number 1. It is the Jordan 5 Black Metallic Reimagined, and that is dropping on February 8th for $210. Now the Jordan 5 is absolutely my favorite sneaker. I love black sneakers, so combine the two, and you got me. You trapped me. Now this is in addition to the Reimagined series. So you'll see 3M piping that exists on this shoe. So there's more reflective material on this pair specifically. And you also get white laces on this shoe. Michael Jordan did actually wear that in game. Now this shoe features a full black nubuck upper. Now of course the 3M tongue with a red Jumpman in the middle. The lace locks I don't really love. Never really liked that about the Jordan 5s and 6s. But it is a very distinct feature. And then you get that netting on the Jordan 5 as well. And then the very beautiful, delicious icy outsole. Now the black metallic did come back quite a few times. Originally dropped in 1990. It is an OG colorway. Came back in 2000, 2007, 2011, 2016, and it's back again. And I love it. I'm not sure if I loved that it's a reimagined shoe, but I can put that aside for a bit. I still love Jordan 5s. I still love black sneakers. And this just looks so delicious. Yeah, there's a lot of great shoes coming out in 2025, but when I was starting to compile this list, I started from number 1. That was very easy for me. It was easily this shoe. The rest, in terms of the order, it was a bit harder. I had to eliminate some shoes, but this was easy. Have to get my hands on the shoe. I will do anything. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Soul Inclined. Let me know what shoes you would want in the first half of 2025, what shoes I missed out as part of this list. Like, subscribe, comment, all the good stuff. And remember, tomorrow may never come, so wear your shoes.